If you're a videographer or photographer, you probably have a lot of memory cards. But finding both a good storage solution and reader for those cards might be a bit more difficult to achieve than you might think. And so in this video, we're going to talk about the Freewell Pro Card Reader, what it is, how I've used it, and why you might want to consider it for your kit. Now, for full disclosure, Freewell provided me with the Pro Card Reader to do a review on, though no money exchanged hands. They do not get any input into this video, nor do they get to see it before I post it, but I do get to keep the Pro Card Reader as an FYI. So the Pro Card Reader is housed in an aluminum alloy body, and on the cap of this unit, you're going to see two tabs that once you press this down, will expose a bank of different memory card slots that stores a bunch of different cards, and at least on one side of the unit, a bunch of card reader slots to read these cards when plugged into a computer, smartphone, or other different device. And yes, as you can see here, there are actually two sides to storing cards on this unit. Now, there are technically two versions of Freewell's card reader that are worth mentioning. The version I'm going to be reviewing here is the Pro Card Reader, which along with SD and microSD card slots also includes CFexpress Type A and CFexpress Type B, at least in terms of reading these cards. Freewell also has the Duo Card Reader, which is a very similar device, but only includes SD and microSD reader slots. Now, on the unit itself, you have a bunch of different options for being able to store cards. On one side, this includes 2 SD card slots and 6 microSD card slots. And on the other side of the unit, you have another SD card slot, a CFexpress Type A slot, a CFexpress Type B slot, and 2 nano SIM card slots right here. These card slots are essentially designed for card storage. So rather than having an entirely separate memory card case that you need to just store your cards, you can now carry one device here, being the Freewell Pro Card Reader, and keep everything in one contained case. That said, the actual power from this unit comes in its ability to read these memory cards as well. So of course, to do that, you can simply pop out one of these memory cards, and then depending on which type of card you want to read, simply pop this into its respective slot in the unit, and it locks right into place. Then you'll see here along one side of the unit, you have an embedded USB Type-C cable, which you can then take out from the unit. And this then plugs easily into your laptop, tablet, or other device, and you can read the cards from there. And once you're done with the USB cable, you can pop it right back into place, just as it was before. The card reader side of the unit also contains helpful indicator lights, including a blue blinking light when the card is being read versus a blue still light when the device is connected but not reading anything. So this unit is designed to be cross-compatible Windows, Mac, Linux, tablets of iOS, Android devices. So this should be compatible with almost any type of device you'd want to or expect to read memory cards on. The USB-C cable included with the unit supports up to 10 gigabit a second speeds and is backwards compatible with 5 gigabit a second USB 3.2 speeds. And I'll talk about the real-world performance you can expect with this in a moment, but it is also worth noting that if you have a device you're connecting it to that is not USB-C compatible, the unit does include a USB Type-C to Type A adapter that you can easily put onto the end of the cable and can thus connect to any other devices that only support USB Type A. Now, along with the Type-C to Type A adapter, the unit also includes a metal hook that you can attach to this little bracket on the end of it. And the Pro Card Reader also comes with an eject pin to release the different memory cards from the reader if you need it. And apart from that, the unit also includes a series of manuals, and it comes in a nice little box that contains the unit and all of its different accessories. So in terms of why you'd want a card reader like this, I would say it's actually pretty clear. Simply put, I have a MacBook. This is one of the at least slightly newer M2 Max models, and yes, it contains an SD card slot, but one single SD card slot isn't going to get you that much. And what I mean by that is, in a bunch of real-world situations, I'm typically shooting with multiple cameras, multiple different other accessories that are using memory cards, and therefore one single card slot and dumping footage this way is going to take a really long time. Of course, depending on the cards you're trying to read, say if it is something like this microSD card, you're going to need to use something like one of these different memory card adapters so that it fits in a standard SD card slot. And of course, if you're shooting with cards that are less commonly used, say like a CFexpress Type A or Type B card, more than likely you're not going to even have a laptop or a device that has a native card reader for this. And so therefore, you're going to need to invest in separate card readers for these different types of cards. And I can tell you quite frankly, many of these aren't that cheap. So having one device that can store all of the different cards you need and read them is a major benefit. But rather than just storing memory cards, we should also talk about the reading capabilities of the Pro Card Reader. And this is where things get really interesting. So I did a a test using my M2 Max MacBook Pro, copying 7 different video files off of my Sony a7S III, and these amounted to around 115, 116 gigabytes in overall size. And my test was to see, of course, whether the native SD card reader on the MacBook versus the Pro Card Reader had any advantage or disadvantage in terms of speed and the overall performance of copying files. So the native SD card reader on my MacBook Pro copied all 7 files and the 116 gigabytes in 7 minutes and 33 seconds. Which in and of itself isn't bad and is about what I would expect. But when it came to copying the 7 files and 116 gigabytes using the Pro Card Reader, this only took 6 minutes and 52 seconds, which I would say in this case is actually a notable difference. So yes, I had a 41-second advantage copying 116 gigabytes worth of files using the Pro Card Reader versus the native card reader on my Mac. Now, I didn't do any deeper testing in terms of larger hundreds of gigabytes or terabytes worth of files and comparing that, but needless to say, I think you're going to find the Pro Card Reader to be at least on par with other types of card readers, be it third-party or integrated within laptops and devices like my MacBook Pro, but quite frankly, you might even find them to be better and a bit quicker than those as I experienced. But of course, to talk about the value that the Pro Card Reader provides, we need to talk about its price. So the Pro Card Reader typically retails for around $100 US. And as noted before, Freewell also has the Duo card reader, which retails for around $40 US. Now, if you were trying to purchase separate card readers alone, something like Sony's CFexpress Type A card reader, that would run you around $118 US. Or say Sony's CFexpress Type B card reader, which would run you around $98 US. Therefore, in my opinion, even if you're only expecting to use this with SD or microSD cards, I really do think the CFexpress Type A and Type B capabilities of this unit alone are well worth the additional price. So overall, what is my final take on the Freewell Pro Card Reader? This is a great little unit that provides so much bang for your buck, given what you get with it and what you'd have to spend if you were going to get a card reader for all these different types of cards and or a card storage solution separately. It is for this reason it's starting to become a mainstay on different gigs I'm taking and or when I'm bringing my laptop, just because it holds so many different cards and card types and because it can read all of these card types as well. It's a lot more convenient than relying on a separate card carrying case or having to carry multiple different card readers with you, and it's just a lot more cost effective to get a unit like this as well. So therefore, I think something like the Freewell Pro Card Reader and the value it provides easily speaks for itself. So that is my take on the Freewell Pro Card Reader. Hopefully this video has been of some help to you. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if it has. If you like videos on different camera accessories like this, I have a number of different ones on the channel that I would encourage you to check out. And yes, there will be many more on the way. For now, that is all I have to say, so thanks for watching.